What's going on everyone? Squire here, and we've got...
Hi, it's Ian.
Ian, and what did you do?
I won first place today at the Blackburn OTS.
Awesome, and what did you play?
Maliss today.
Okay, let's get to the deck profile and see what you were playing.
Quite standard ratios for the most part. 2 Dormouse, 2 White Rabbits.
There we are.
2 Chessie, 3 Marcher, it's always good, but 2 is also fine if you can't get the third one. 3 Backup and 1 Wizard. You see most of the names often enough, and you don't even need to use all the effects all the time. You see a name, and most of the times you have combo. I think that's enough of that. Hand traps wise, 2 Bestials, the shifter. Just thinking of whether or not I cut the shifter, because sometimes your plays are actually worse, but deals with rogue matchups quite well. So if I do see it, it helps win some matchups a bit easier. 3 Ash for Charmies, Drolls for Mitsurugi, and a lot of rogue matchups still. 3 Fuwas. I don't think I need the other more Charmies, because most of the times you're going to either draw too many or it'll overlap with Impulse, and then you're just going to have more of a wrecking hand afterwards. Right, other spells. There's also the 3 Imperms and 3 Impulses. Still good to have Imperms, just because the extra trap for the destruction, if you can sequence it right. Just have to be careful, since both Fua and Droll are both wins, but it's nice because most of the times when you're going to use the Fua, do it early, so you're never going to overlap it with Impulse, then Droll, and then if you need to, you can Impulse it, so you can really take control of the situation quite well. And then obviously I'm running all 3 traps still. TB11 I'll keep in for game 1, and then 2 and 3 I'll take out. It just comes up quite often that game 1 is the grind game. That's very heavy, and it's nice having an extra set off the White Rabbit, just to trigger the banish more than it is to actually summon anything. Rest of the spells: Terraforming, to Underground, Mirror, Gold Sark, and Callbite. I like not to run talents in the main, because most of the times your engine is strong enough and plays through most of the hand traps going around to at least make one of your length 3s. That just hard carries you into more value. That talents actually ends up being more of an awkward hand, which is why I like to decide it than have a main. And for the extra, Link ones, Almirage to help me. If I draw backup and only backup, it allows me to normal hand trap and use that as an extra body. That is a Cyburst to make a splash, add and send one of the names, and be able to make combo from there. Lingariba, the MVP in terms of breaking through boards, because a lot of the main interaction currently is quite trap heavy, and you're most likely going to be hit by either Impulses or Imperms yourself, so it plays around it quite well. You can keep it on board for a long time and just keep pressure on them. Link Spider, anytime you get nipped, turn into Cyberus, keep playing. Lizardus, still in. When you need an emergency draw, emergency banish, the draw may come up sometimes when your hand is really, really bad. Wicked, whenever you need to access backup and also protect your board. I don't actually often make this, because most of the time you have enough bodies that play through enough things that you don't actually need to do this, unless you're trying to make a giga board to really stop those heavy decks. Splash Mage, weak point but also the strongest card to just generically link together all your plays together and make all your names for free. IP, in boards where I have enough names, I can make the IP on top of both of the Link 3s and the allied to allow me to make into the SP afterwards for further interruption, as well as the banish for my own cards, if not even theirs. All three of the names, one each. Even if there's a unicorn around, losing the one copy is usually fine, because at that point it means there's nothing else that's disappearing. You have enough board break, you have enough follow through to usually crack through boards. And then you've got the heavy hitters, you've got the access codes, firewall, allied, and this occasional typhoon. So access code still pulling through, banishing all your names whilst getting rid of bodies. Typically you'll have two targets, one of the darks, and then splash maybe there's water. Firewall, in points where you feel like they might have a nib they decided to keep, or you drew quite trap heavy of a hand. You can make this instead if you do impulse and summon the white binder to get the bounce one, to create a lot more of an interactive and more layered end board that is less predictable than the allied board is. And then obviously allied, the 3 Omni negates. The banish is quite important, and if you can make it with the IP, then it allows you to not be forced to use negate too early, and then keep the pressure on to make them play into more unoptimal lines. And then sometimes the hands are just not great, or you can afford to stall out slightly for the Typhoon just to start breaking through boards, and then set all your traps, get a name on the board, and then play through there. So a lot of value plays. You're not even needed to kill every single time. So. Then for the sides, kept it quite generic, because I feel like my matchups into most decks are fine. So it's more of a case of just knowing what to do with them. So Sanctum, D-Barrier, and DGG. DG, trigger more stuff and just deal with a lot of boards, especially going first into matchups that are very grave reliant. In the mirror, it's not even that bad, just because banishing everything early forces everything to be triggered, and therefore it's a lot less bodies because everything's a bit less efficient. And then to justify these, I've got also 2 thrusts and talents. Don't want to run 3, because there's been quite a few times where if I run 3, I'm going to draw 2 thrusts, which equals 1 more dead card in my hand. Whereas 2, if I'm going to see them, usually it's 5 individual cards that are always live, and then you play through more. 1 Dark Rulers as another thrust target going second, for emergency situations where the board is that hard to crack. Thinking I might swap this for Mischiefs, but also does the job, and like I said, keeps up the coverage over different matchups. 2 Lightning Storms and a Duster. General back row hate. I also don't want to be unprepared for a lot of stun matchups or anything that will just lose a game on out of nowhere, and then they have a disadvantage. 3 Lanciers, even for the mirror. Even if you don't see it, most of the times I would still say it's quite a skill-intensive matchup based on the hands, and obviously just simplifies it to make your plays a bit more impactful. I don't expect this to ever shut anything down, because I also have lines to play under Lancia myself, but like I said, simplify it so that I can make everything a bit more efficient. And a bit of a way for like 2 Baldrakes, just when I need a heavier buy-still count, and also, like I said, there are a lot of still strong light and dark matchups, even against Mitsurugi. If I can time it right and banish one of the rituals and as it's summoning back, even on my turn, then this will cut them off from more of their stuff, even like banishing the Murakuma. And then even the tribute, regardless if I banish with the effect, can be relevant. If I go March Hare, then banish whatever I attributed to trigger all the effects, and then create a lot of bodies and follow.
Lovely.
Yeah. And that's it from me.
Also, any shout outs?
Shout out to everyone at my locals at Harlequins, supporting me all the time and getting me all the support and the cards I need. Yeah, they're all my good friends.
Also, thanks for the profile. Don't forget, guys and girls, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Helps a lot. And in the meantime, you'll take care. Good luck with the rest of your tournaments. Are you going to the Nats?
Yes, I will be.
Well, good luck for the Nats then, and we'll see you there.
Nice one.